and welcome to the 43rd episode of the Fandom Flux podcast. As always, I'm your host, KCW, and with me we have everybody, except
Yay.
Ethan, because he sucks.
Aw.
So, we have Slicer.
Hey, we got the episode number right this time.
Yay! I didn't have to think. Well, I had to think about it. So it's episode 43,
Yeah, you
and we have. Who else do we have? Oh yeah, we have Zero. I forgot what his name was because he wasn't on last week.
I hate you.
That was
all.
fast.
No, you don't.
You were having a vacation. It was worth it.
Yeah.
Hey,
And we have Kenshi.
Hi, I'm Kenshi618, and I'm in the process of making a short, surrealist, autobiographical film about my rise to superstardom.
I think you actually need to be a superstar to write that.
Hush, child.
No, it could just be ongoing, like a documentary or something.
Yeah, I can write it as I go along.
Yeah. That happens. It's like The
Yeah.
Office.
Question is, how much
That's The
filming
Office
we need
is-
to do?
I actually have no idea what that show is.
I'm not
I've seen it.
actually filming it, I'm writing it.
Yeah, The Office is styled as a documentary, but it's fiction, so it is actually a very apt comparison. Really. What are we doing? Start with Zero because he was away and stuff.
Alright, so did a lot of stuff. I went down to Southern California, down to Huntington Beach. We drove down there, 8-hour drive. But first we stopped by company picnic down at a water park for KFC because my dad works.
Right.
Yeah,
Hmm.
but
It's the family business at this point.
It was pretty nice, just going down by the beach. I mean, or not by the beach, by the water park. It was, it was okay.
Did you have McDonald's just to be ironic?
No,
Did you actually have KFC?
not there. They had other stuff
Oh, okay.
because I think they eat enough KFC.
Yeah, I imagine so.
Yeah, probably.
But we went down there. We went on water rides and everything, and that was fun. Then we drove down to Huntington Beach because we have friends that have a condo literally right on the beach. The only thing between their room and the beach is a small street, and then straight onto the beach. So that was
Pretty
really
convenient
awesome.
location.
It was a very good location. We had the second floor. We had the top floor, third floor actually, and we had the whole sunset over the waters. It was just perfect. I got sunburnt on my back and my face, and I tell you, getting sunburnt on your back sucks.
Yes, it does.
I've had it happen. It wasn't as bad as it could have been because I've had it where my back's been so sunburnt that my skin started bubbling. But this was pretty
Ew.
bad. It was just annoying trying to sleep, and then every time you move your back muscles. It moves. Yeah.
Ah, you white people with your sensitive skin.
I am proud.
Shut
to
up,
be
Captain Melanin.
a white man.
You jealous, bruh?
Yeah, I have none. I have no melanin in my skin. I burn like in 2 minutes.
yeah,
Not exaggerating. It's like 2 minutes and I am red.
yeah.
Yeah. Sounds about right.
So 4th of July came around. They have a parade down there. Last time I went to the parade, I sat there and I watched it with my dad, and they're handing out all these little flags to all the kids and everything. And I was like, "Hey, can I have one?" They're like, "No, they're for the kids only." And I'm like, "Come on!" And then somebody nearby said, "Here."
That's
you
the
can have
time you
this
just
flag."
act like a child.
Then somebody,
They usually
no,
give you
literally somebody who was standing next to me was like, "Here, you can have this flag." I was like, "Oh, thank you, thank you." Who's a kid now, huh? But 4th of July, they had these big fireworks, and we basically sat out on the balcony and chatted about America for a few hours. I really lost my voice with that. And I got to see my grandma She's kind of suffering from, dementia.
Oh.
So she's on pills and stuff. My dad bought KFC so we could go over there and, all eat it together. I was really hungry for some reason. I ate 7 pieces of KFC.
You lightweight.
I can't believe you're sick of this stuff, or not sick of this stuff. I mean, you work there.
Yeah, but for the last 3 weeks I haven't taken a break to eat KFC.
Oh, well, yeah, that'd explain it.
So, yeah. She's doing fine. Then we went down to this campland, and I went on Wave Runner on the water, because our super rich friends have them. Wave Runners. So I went on one, and that was a lot of fun. Wave Runners, by the way, try to kick you off. They really do when you're riding on waves really, really fast.
Is that like a jet ski?
Yeah,
Yeah.
You sit down.
Yeah.
My dad and brother were on one, and they both fell off when my dad was going slowly and trying to make a turn. Not the fast parts, but that part is when he decided to fall off.
I can
Okay.
understand that.
But yeah, we had a lot of fun. I had, we made s'mores one night. I managed to be a super ninja because, okay, so let me get this to you. Let me tell you guys about this. I was sleeping on the top bunk of the trailer between the wall, I was between the wall and somebody else. So I had to share the top bunk. And beneath the top bunk, there was of course a bottom bunk, and then right next to that were 2 beds, parallel to each other with a very small walkway in between, and because the beds were out when they're normally couches, it was extremely tiny. So I got up early, and I'm there, and I'm like, what do I do? Top bunk. Oh, and there's no ladder, by the way. There's no ladder for it right now. The ladder's gone. So top bunk, basically everybody beneath me is asleep. I've got somebody asleep right next to me, and I managed to get out of there without waking a single person. It was.
That's the wrong way to do it. You gotta climb on their faces. Specifically their faces.
No, my brother was freaking out. He was like, how did you do that? I just responded, I'm a ninja.
So you couldn't get back in.
I didn't want to get back in. I walked down by the beach, and I was like, this is nice. I don't have to worry about anybody over there. But I also fell asleep in one of the beds, beds, and I had the curtain pulled up, and my whole family was looking for me, like, where'd he go? And I just said,
I wanted you to say you fell asleep on the beach like a hobo. That would have been great.
no. I tried my best to not fall asleep on the beach. It sucks when you fall asleep on the beach. It's happened to me
You're already
before.
burned. Don't make it worse.
It's happened to me before when you fall asleep on the beach.
I'm sorry.
But yeah, then I had to take the 8-hour drive back. I'm back now. I've been writing, watching new animes, and I'm excited for what will hopefully be known as Minato Monday. Sakurai revealed that he is going to reveal a new character on Monday for Super Smash Brothers, and people are thinking it's Shulk, and if it is, then it will be officially Minato Monday. Because Minato is the name of Shulk's weapon.
Okay.
Who is Shulk?
He's from Xenoblade.
Oh, okay.
According to the Gamatsu leak, he was supposed to be one of the characters that's supposed to be in Smash, one of the newcomers. And Monolith Soft retweeted Sakurai's tweet about revealing a new character on Monday, and Monolith Soft made Xenoblade, so people are thinking it might be Shulk. Because it's a game. It's a very good game. It got it was received very well, and you can still find that, and new copies for it still run around $90, because the supplies are limited and everybody wants them. Because it came out at the end of the Wii's life cycle. So yeah, that should sum up about my week. I feel like I'll probably say more as we go through this podcast, just little tidbits, but nothing specific I remember right now.
Okay. Slasher.
Alright. Remember last week or the week before? I can't remember. I talked about
Nope.
the Final Fantasy manga. Right.
Double nope.
All right.
In
Well,
fact, that was a real bitch to find anything for a link dump, by the way.
really? You could have just asked. I have one still open right now.
Yeah, no, I don't want to link the actual thing because that's illegal.
Right. Yeah. Right. We do not endorse the reading of unofficial scanlation manga.
No,
Or
we don't.
Fan scanlation. Whatever. Get it legally. Buy it or something. Whatever. Anyway.
Yeah.
The manga is actually pretty good. The art style is great. It gives a lot of character motivation where the game just kind of makes you assume. And Boltier isn't a flaming asshole. It's weird. It's weird. He's actually pretty cool, both in fights and character-wise. And Fran also a lot better in the manga. Like, she actually talks like a regular person.
Hmm.
And
Everyone else knows who
consistently,
these
too.
characters are, right? Guys?
Balthier is this arrogant sky pirate guy in the game. He's just kind of he's a
who
huge
he is.
asshole. Fran is the bunny girl who uses a
Oh,
bow,
right.
and
Yeah, that thing.
kind of stoic, I guess, would be the word for it. And she talks oddly. I don't even know how to describe it. Just kind of mechanically, I suppose.
Yeah, that's the best way to describe it.
So yeah, she's also the team scanning the manga has this kind of skit at the end where they take a few panels and they change the words around and stuff, and it's kind of funny.
I like it when scanlers do that. It's always funny.
Yeah.
Mm.
So after that, I moved on to manga because my connection was decent for a while. Anybody heard of Outbreak Company?
Yes, I actually have.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was recommended that on
Several
from
months
Arcada,
ago.
but I don't know why.
You were recommended that several months ago from either Zero or Ethan, I believe, actually.
Really?
On this very podcast,
I liked Outbreak Company. I might have.
Yeah. Yeah, that was probably Zero.
Yeah, probably. Anyway, it's they discover kind of a dimensional warp to fantasy RPG type setting, and they start trading. And aside from the obvious of food and supplies and stuff like that, standard trade stuff, they also try to break into the entertainment industry, sort of, or just endear themselves to the population by providing goods that they find entertaining. And the only one that people are really interested in is anime, so they get the biggest otaku they can find and put him in charge of an entire company for selling and distributing anime to this dimension. It's interesting so far. I've only seen one episode, but it set it up very nicely.
It's very interesting because he's hilarious as the main character. Like he freaks out.
He gets a half-elf maid, and he reacts appropriately to finding out that.
He freaks out when he sees girls with cat ears. He freaks out when he sees lollies. He's super otaku.
Yeah,
so he freaks out whenever he sees anything fantasy-ish that's like a harem type thing.
Mm.
Yeah, he reacts very excitedly to seeing the princess in this very somber and respectful setting. He just screams, "It's a lolly!"
Yeah.
Something like that. It's ridiculous.
Great.
Oh man. Yeah. Next one.
Okay.
Sword Art Online, episode 1. It's a recap exposition. It's kind of, I don't know. It was okay. They could have done a better job of really selling the excitement, but they had to recap the entire first season for people who apparently forgot about it. So yeah, that was a thing. I haven't seen the second one, but it came out yesterday morning, so I'll be seeing that sometime today.
Wait, which one was
It's a little more
recap?
interesting.
Yep.
The
I'm
first
sure.
episode of Sword Art Online Season 2.
Oh, right. That's why you cut out for a second. So
Yeah, Sword Art Online
sorry, yeah.
Season 2 seems to be kind of...
shit.
it's starting off slow. And I read the light novels, so I know what's supposed to happen, and I know that they were trying to build everything for it. But they're doing the opposite of what they did with Season 1, where they spread out two different light novels, and 12 episodes each, or about so. They're trying to make I think it's mainly one light novel span the entire length of the last season.
Good.
Hmm.
That's actually a good thing because
Yeah.
that felt so stupid just splitting that up. Well, actually combining two entirely different settings and putting them together in one series. That felt really
I mean,
disjointed and broken. It actually put me off the
yeah.
series.
I mean, well,
It was a bad idea.
this does give them more time to flesh it out and actually make it really good.
Hmm.
On the downside, it is definitely a lot slower pace if you're used to the first season, and that's pretty much seems like a good thing right now. But I don't know.
Yeah, good thing so far. We'll see, but they could have definitely split the first season into two and really
would-
expanded on the SAO aspect of it instead of skipping over it, pretty much.
They would have been better served doing that, in my opinion. I mean, the Asuna thing suddenly being the damsel in distress thing, I might have been able to swallow if there'd been a year separating me seeing this character.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, I could see that.
one
yeah.
week she's kind of badass and awesome and a great fighter and stuff, and then the next week she is completely incapable of doing anything to save herself at all ever.
And
yeah.
being molested by tentacles.
That too.
Because Japan.
Hmm.
I honestly
Yeah.
wonder what they're gonna do next with the next season because the next couple light novels are very character driven rather than action plot driven.
Then I imagine they'd stop.
Because there's one thing, like for example, there's a whole light novel over Asuna and her relationship with her family, and she has a problem with her mother, and they don't get along well.
Okay, I'll tell you exactly what they'll do then. They'll release this season, and then they'll do an OVA. That's what they'll do.
Either that or they'll have like 2 episodes of flashback or something.
And then there's a whole season there's a whole light novel that actually made me cry in that series. It was just super, super sad.
About
It was about this person. Actually, yeah, it was about this absolute blade character, and I don't know. I think that was in Mother's Rosario too. Either that or the next one, and that was kind of sad. But after that starts Alicization, and Alicization is where they would probably do the next season. Because Alicization is by far the biggest thing they've done so far. It's spanning 5 light novels right now. It's
wow.
the biggest arc they've done so far.
I don't know how I feel about that being turned
It's-
into an anime because it seems like they'd really skimp over a lot of details to get it all.
They would
in
have
one
to make it a
season.
longer season. Definitely would have to be a 40, 50 episode anime season to do that. Because Alicization is by far my favorite SAO arc. And I'd say more.
What
but
game
it
are they
would be
dealing
super
with? Is
spoilers. It's not. It's okay. So the interesting thing about Alicization is it's not necessarily a game like SAO or the GGO Gun Gale Online like the next season. It's the most unique idea the series has come up with yet. Is all I'm gonna say. You can look into it yourself, but I'm not gonna spoil it on this podcast.
Right. All right then. Casey, you might be interested in this. I checked out the Persona 4 Golden animation.
Yeah,
It's
so
New
did
Game
I.
Plus. It's New Game Plus.
Yeah, it is. It's
It's
awesome.
oh,
Man, Soji's so smooth.
he's so smooth. Silky smooth.
Oh,
So
man.
Ken, to
Yeah.
clarify what's going on here, Persona 4 was an RPG. It took like 60, 70 hours to complete. It was old school Japanese RPG. There was a social element to the series where you can level up your charm and intellect and stuff like that. And it had a New Game Plus feature so that you could start over. It also had a re-release version called Persona 4 The Golden, was the name of it, I think?
It's just golden.
Yes, I believe
Persona
so.
4 Golden. Yeah, that was on the PS Vita. And they did an anime adaptation of the original game. Now they're doing a second anime adaptation of the slightly updated re-release of the game.
Yeah, it's a weird situation, but the
Yeah.
benefit of the stats is you can choose unique dialogue options, and even I think some quests required you to be of a certain level
Yeah.
in various character stats.
Hmm.
But he starts off on a pretty good roll. Oh, Nanako is already blushing from him because he's already like super friendly to her.
Hmm.
And then back talks Moroka,
Yep.
the teacher.
Oh, that was great.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, and then he just he summons his persona, and there's like millions of shadows coming in. He just kills them all with his base persona. Like New Game Plus, come on.
I really hope they keep that kind of animation budget for fights because that was awesome.
That was amazing. It made no sense if it was regular game, but New Game Plus, I can accept that.
Oh god, no! You get destroyed if you fought even like 4 of those things at once in regular game.
Yeah.
I need to finish watching the original season and then watch this as well.
Because this is just... You're
Hilarious.
doing well, Suji. You're being a big cool guy.
Oh yeah, it's still got the shitty name though.
Oh, you Narukami. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what? Narukami means thunder god, and he was a thunder god.
Mm.
Kind of annihilated everybody.
I had no idea.
I think he just used a bunch of basic Zeos.
Probably, yeah.
Like, there's no way that Izanagi would learn any move more than that.
Well, it could be like a fused down version, I guess.
Or maybe he just used. They have like skill cards in Persona 4, so maybe he just taught him like Mazio or something, which attacks every enemy, regardless of how many enemies there are.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're nerding out a
I
little
still
bit.
want to know what that last attack was, like the laser rain thing.
I
What
don't
was
even.
that?
I don't even know. New Game Plus.
Who cares?
It was good.
It was awesome. Who cares?
Not a fan of the focus on Marie though, but I never liked that character.
The what summer?
The focus on Marie.
Marie. Like she's in the
Oh,
first
yeah.
30 seconds. So
I don't really know. I haven't played Persona 4 Golden, so I don't know exactly what her personality's like. So I don't know.
Yeah, me neither. I don't know Vita.
Since I still do Persona fan fiction, I might have to write her in at one point. So I think it's good that I at least watch this.
At least a cameo or something.
Yeah.
Satisfy
I
people,
won't
but-
spoil it. If you include her, then that makes the plot a lot more complicated. I'll say that
I
much.
know her backstory. I know who exactly she is. I just don't know her personality.
Oh, okay.
So.
So yeah, we the three of us nerded out a little bit there, and Kenshi's just lost out in the
Wild expanse of space.
yeah. Sorry about that, Ken.
It's okay. I'm used to it.
I can bring it back to a specific topic if you want, or familiar one.
Okay.
It's Dark Souls 2. The two best friends are doing a Let's Play,
Yeah,
and I
I
was just
saw
motivated
that.
to touch the game again.
Oh god.
They're
And,
using a faith build.
Do they actually know
yeah.
what they're doing?
Yes.
Holy God, no. I mean,
They
well,
do not
they know what
know.
they're doing, but they're gonna make some mistakes, I assume, because it's a Dark Souls playthrough, and yeah, knowing firsthand, those don't go so great all the time.
Yeah, those two seem like they know what they're doing, but then they obviously sometimes might be misinformed.
The
they
person
bo-
playing Wooly has never played a melee class at all, much less a faith build, so
Oh
they're
man.
relying pretty much completely on Pat's advice. But to be fair, he is doing a pretty good job.
Yeah,
at
he
it.
is doing a pretty good job.
Melee
He's
is
playing
hard
like a
in that
mage.
game.
though. He's playing hard like a mage. It's funny to watch because I've gone from a mage to a fighter before, and you recognize some of these traits.
You can play a little bit mage-like, but it takes a while. I mean, you do get miracles that are offensive, like lightning bolts and shit,
Yeah,
but it
you
takes
get a lot
while.
of those actually.
Yeah.
If you get your attunement up a little higher, you can have just like 40 of them. It's ridiculous. So on my run, I decided to restrict myself to strength weapons, as in the greatsword, and nothing but the greatsword. Fuck the greatsword. It does not do enough damage to justify how slow it is. I actually hate the PvP element of that game now, because I know if that didn't exist, that sword would be faster. It's just not balanced for PvE. It's not balanced right, anyway. Yeah. So I caved and got a short bow, and then the game was so much easier.
I suppose you could wield a great sword, but it requires just a complete strength build, so you'd have to have ridiculously heavy armor that has massive poise and stuff like that.
Oh yeah,
you can't get knocked out of your attack animations and stuff.
Poise is broken. Don't even. Yeah, it doesn't work.
Bows for the win.
Spells for the win.
Yeah, I upgraded to full Havels pretty much as soon as I was able to wear it, without fat rolling.
Yeah.
Which didn't take very long because I had to pump a crap ton of points into endurance just to be able to carry the sword. Just 22 pounds, by the way, heavier than any armor in the game, I believe.
Single piece, sure. Full set.
Well,
no.
Single piece, I know.
Yeah.
The Havel's chest piece, I think, is like 19 or something like that. So,
yeah,
still heavier. I'm rocking a sorcerer build right now, a spell sword. I'm gonna use a halberd and a wand or whatever, catalyst. So that's gonna be interesting.
Okay.
Last thing, I'm getting into Source Filmmaker. I'm gonna try my hand at that. And so I was downloading a bunch of character models. I filled up half my desktop before I realized I kept saving them in my desktop instead of the folder I made, which is fun. And so I downloaded 4 gigabytes of what I thought was a crap ton of character models. It was porn. It was a lot of porn. I mean, it was Source Filmmaker porn, but it was, yeah, it's great. Thanks, guys. It's like 4,000 pictures. Oh boy.
Too much for you to handle?
No.
This is Slicer we're talking about. Of course it's not.
I already have several hundred gigabytes of porn I don't need that I can't get rid of. I don't need 4 more. It's making the problem worse. So that's gone now. It was hard to get rid of, but I did. I did it.
Oh, the sacrifices you make, Slicer.
I know. It's terrible. So yeah, I need to find a bunch of Mario characters, Zelda ones, obviously. There was a weirdly good Midna one, and that was it. That was it on the workshop for Steam. That place is barren. And wouldn't you know it, all of the Source Filmmaker sites with all the models on them are down right now. Or dead for good. Which sucks a lot. Yeah, that was... I think that's it for my week. It's been one disappointment after another, sort of.
Yay!
Okay.
Yeah.
Ken.
This is gonna be pretty short.
Okay.
Because I've gotten in touch with my summer roots.
Oh.
And have done literally nothing.
Yay!
All week long.
Yeah.
Yeah. It felt good to not do nothing for once. To do nothing for once. I haven't done nothing in so long I forgot how good it felt to actually just sleep. Or just sit down and relax and not have to worry about doing something in an hour. Or feel like I need to do something productive. And hey, it paid off because yesterday I updated a story. Hooray.
It's
Yeah,
true.
I saw that.
So being a lazy bastard does have some benefits to it.
Yes, it does.
Just a few.
Just a tiny, tiny few.
Don't judge me.
I'm not judging. Jesus.
I'm the hardest working man in entertainment.
We are not judging. We are accepting.
I judge everything.
Oh,
You're not
you with
judging.
your tired terabyte of porn. I can judge you too.
It's not a whole terabyte, it's most of one.
It's okay.
Anything else, Ken?
Seriously, no. I've
Okay
done
then.
nothing but practice guitar and sleep and do nothing, and it was great.
Yeah.
How's the guitar going, by the way? Is it getting more familiar with it, or?
Somewhat. I don't know. It's hard to explain. I can't tell if I'm getting better or not.
Well, does it feel less awkward to hold?
Yes. I
Oh, there
always
you
know
go.
how to hold a guitar. I need a pick though,
Yeah, that's a good call.
because I can't play fast without a pick.
Well,
I can't.
I think you should probably keep playing until you get decent calluses on your fingers for playing
You gotta play
that way.
You gotta play until you can honestly say, "I got blisters on me fingers."
No, but
Then
I
you'll be
don't
fine.
get blisters. That's the thing. My hands are already calloused.
Oh, right. Well, whatever then. Just get a pick.
I just
Well,
my
that's
They're
fingers.
like 50p. It's like nothing. So
Yeah, my fingers are too fat to actually play fast and with any kind of precision.
Yeah.
My hands are huge.
You know, I just realized your hobbies kind of conflict. I mean, with all your finger breaking from fighting.
Yeah, I thought
you're gonna
about
have
that.
the
Yeah,
most
I literally
screwed up
thought about that
guitar fingers
yesterday.
ever.
I was cracking my knuckles yesterday, and I thought about why am I learning to play guitar and fighting? My hands are gonna be dead by the time I'm 30 years old.
mm,
Maybe you should learn to like play the drums or something. You don't really need
No.
your fingers for that. You
No,
just kind of
why not?
really.
What's wrong with playing the drums?
I don't want to play drums.
Maybe you should learn how to play piano.
Ken,
I
we
already
could
know
be
how to play
drum
piano.
bros.
I think the piano would be even worse for your fingers than
Yeah.
the guitar. So
Yeah, I learned how to play piano before I started hitting things. So
Maybe you should learn how to play an instrument that only requires your feet. I'm
Oh.
sure one exists out there somewhere.
Bass drum.
Mm.
a what?
Bass drum.
Ah,
Or
Yeah, I
kick
suppose.
drum, as you call it.
Maybe we could learn how to play bongos. That'd be cool.
no, it wouldn't be cool.
You're right. That'd be the opposite of cool, but still, it'd be funny.
Anyway, so my week. Turns out I'm a hipster. Did not know
Aw.
that.
You didn't?
how so?
So I used to wear this very specific type of hat. It's called a trilby. You might know
Ah.
it as a smaller fedora with a narrower brim and a bit of a, quiff at the back of it.
Yeah, I have one
Yeah.
of those.
Quit.
They're nice hats, yeah. I used to wear those all the time. Then they became fashionable, and then they became hipsterish. And as I was thinking through this chain of events, the very phrase went through my mind. I was wearing trilbies before it was cool.
Yeah, that's a dead giveaway.
Yeah, I did that. I actually thought that thought. So, yeah, I'm a hipster.
A trilby hipster. Only a trilby hipster.
I'm trying to think if there's anything I've ever done that with, and I can't think of anything.
I'm a little bit ashamed, but never mind.
I was reading the manga for Attack on Titan and watching and before it was even cool.
It's cool.
I guess so. Everybody cosplays as Attack on Titan characters. Like
Yeah, that's because of the anime, though.
Yeah.
No one really gives a shit about the manga.
I read the manga before Attack on Titan was cool. I read the light novels for SAO before it even got an animated adaptation. I knew of it before it was cool.
Did you actually?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You're an anime hipster. Congratulations.
Yeah,
This is Zero we're talking about. He does that.
I know. I read a lot of light novels and a lot of mangas. Then they get anime adaptations, and everybody knows about them. And then they can probably talk about that stuff with everybody. Only to realize they know nothing at all, because I know all the spoilers.
Yeah, most
Yeah.
people don't want to read the light novels because
It's
Reading.
most of it's never gonna have the manga adaptation. Unfortunately.
Really? Are you sure? Are you sure it's not because it involves words instead of more pictures?
It's because it involves. My brother hates reading. Yeah, I know people who hate reading because it's reading.
people, maybe.
I've got a friend who only listens to audiobooks. He never reads. He hates reading that much.
Does he not realize that reading is faster?
I don't know.
Reading is fundamental. I don't know where that quote came from. I don't care.
From kindergarten.
So, I have a question. Zero,
Yeah,
you know what Homestar Runner is, right?
yeah.
Good. I can't believe...
Are you still on about that?
Yes, I'm still on this. I can't believe you two didn't know what it was.
They didn't know what Homestar Runner was?
You and your strange obsession with this thing that just doesn't exist. And
It was...
it's all part of your imagination.
Strong Bad got his own games.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, if you don't know Homestar, you should
What
at
was
least
it,
know that, you know?
Strong Bad's cool game for awesome people, I think it was
Yeah,
called.
he got like 3 episodes, or
Yeah.
I know Homestar Runner. I liked Homestar Runner.
Guess what?
What?
It's coming back.
What?
Oh. It is?
Yeah. Announced like this week, I think. Yeah, they're bringing it back
Cool.
because they miss it.
Was
So-
it down or
Yeah, they pretty much
Stopped
stopped
updating,
updating in 2009, I think. And they did like an April Fool's, reunion thing this year. And I thought, okay, yeah, there was response to this. We can bring it back and it'd be great. So that's what we're going to do. So, fucking awesome.
Yeah.
well, good for the fans of that then. Whoever you are.
Okay, to clarify, you know how Red vs. Blue was one of the first big internet-based shows? It was
Sure.
actually like videos.
Yeah.
Homestar Runner is like that, but earlier.
Yeah, it really was earlier.
Yeah, I mean, they say that before Red vs. Blue, before YouTube and all that stuff, everything was all Flash-based. Yeah, they were pretty much specifically talking about things like Homestar Runner, which was the big thing on the internet from like 2000 or so. I don't quite remember when it exactly started, but can't believe you didn't even know what it was.
Okay, in my defense, I did not get unlimited, complete all me access to the internet until like 2008.
Oh, okay.
I actually didn't learn of Homestar Runner through my own internet. I learned it through friends. I had a friend who was a major fan of it, and then he showed me it. So that's how I learned
Yep.
about it.
You're a baby. You don't really count. This might actually have been before your time.
I actually knew about it, I think, in elementary school. So
Yeah.
no,
That's old school internet nerds.
I'm
Me
not-
and Zero.
I'm 19 years old. I'm a big man. Alright?
Okay, so yeah, that's coming back and I'm excited about it. Yay!
Yay!
What else? Oh yeah, it's my sister's birthday today. We went up to visit.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. She showed us something that brought me up short a little bit.
That's
You know, like
very-
self-insert fanfiction?
Yeah.
She got a book as a gift that is basically that. She got a book, Pride and Prejudice, her favorite book, that has the names of the characters replaced with her and her husband.
Huh.
Hmm.
It's a interesting gift, actually.
Yeah, I thought so too. It's basically self-insert fanfiction that takes out having to write a story about yourself. It skips that whole part, and I don't know, I think it's kind of a novel concept. Also, it gets rid of all the terrible, terrible self-insert fanfiction, which is
Yeah.
nice.
I was actually bored on my way down to Southern California, so I was looking for free books to download on my phone, and one of them was The Legend of Zelda fan fiction. Like
Huh.
somebody put up a whole book, and I don't know what they did, but the whole timeline was messed up. It's like this Link is the one from the Majora's Mask and the Ocarina of Time, but also he's the one from the Twilight Princess game. Like, What?
Those first two work because they take place right after each other.
Yeah,
but,
and then
that
they
second one
combined
doesn't.
Twilight Princess into it for some reason, and it got really weird. Yeah, and if you're gonna write something like that, you gotta at least acknowledge that the canon should be there.
That's not the thing, though. They pretty much said that internally there is no real timeline.
The Hyrule Historia actually has a timeline in it, a legitimate timeline. There's 3 different timelines.
But it's kind of a cobbled together timeline. I don't know about.
It's
Might
held
be
together,
official,
and
but
there's
it
still
doesn't make it
plot
any less
and
of
there's
a
still
mess.
plot holes, but there is an official timeline.
Do people actually care? Does it get in the way of it being a good story?
It does when you keep thinking there's 2 different links. Why are they now the same person?
Because that's the way the story's telling it.
Still, though, interesting.
Mm.
Not a bad story. It just bothered me a little bit.
Last thing on my list, I put a £50 bet on Germany versus Argentina. Based on the Achievement Hunter Predicts Let's Play.
What?
Is that what that was? I thought they were just making fun of people who cared so much about sports.
No, they do that pretty much every time. I mean, they did that for... Actually, they've never been wrong. Funnily
Did you
enough.
win this time? Because I don't care
The
about
match
sports
starts
ball.
in like 3 hours, so...
Yeah, it's not happened yet.
Alright then.
It's
Yeah.
like it's like in 1 hour. It
Yeah,
comes
I said-
on in 1
I
hour.
said 3 hours, so... Yeah, 'cause
Yeah.
it starts at 8 and it's 5 now. Yeah, that's... I bet specifically on the score, so if I win, then I really, really win.
And it,
So I
Crazy you
probably
don't bet on
lost.
score? What's wrong with you?
Yeah, well, I thought, why not? Who
What
cares?
else? What else is there to bet? What else? What do you bet on? What do you bet on, Slicer? What do you bet on?
Who wins?
Yeah.
Very basic.
That's
you
the
know.
safe bet, though. That's boring.
I like
And-
money. I
I
like
don't,
having
I don't
it.
really care who wins. I just wanted an interesting thing to happen.
And you making a bet is going to make this happen. What?
If I win, yes. If I lose, then it might be interesting based on how I lose. So, say, for example, I lose because Argentina wins, then that means for the first time ever, Achievement Hunter Predicts has been wrong. If I lose because Germany wins, but the score is different, then that means Achievement Hunter was right again, but once again they got the score wrong. So it goes.
yeah.
It's all in the details.
What they say the score is gonna be?
See, here's the thing. They that Achievement Hunter Predicts Let's Play was actually played in Madden NFL.
What?
Yeah, that game was a slaughter.
Yeah, and the final score was 21-14, so they considered that 3 goals to 2. So I bet on 3-2 to Germany.
Okay.
We'll see how that goes. I doubt it's going to go well for me, but you never know.
Yeah.
If it does, I win $2,000, so fucking yay.
Wow.
Yeah, it's good odds, 45-1. So, yeah, that's pretty much everything. I'm probably still not going to watch that match, by the way, because I really don't give a shit about football. But you know, whatever.
It makes me sad that I can't ever talk about sports with you guys.
I watch your fake football, but that's about it. I want to get a subscription, but it's like 90 quid for the season for just one team. So
Yeah. Alright, we have topics, right?
Bleach.
Hey, I just read that.
Yeah, I need to pull that up again.
Yeah.
Did I read Bleach this week? I think I did. It might just be so not memorable, but
There was a line in it that you might remember. Yeah, we'll get to it. I don't know whether it's different in different translations, but
probably.
I'll
Mine
start
has been
from-
usually pretty different.
Hey, guess what, everybody? They made Palace of the Spirit King.
yeah, that happened. oh, look at all this interesting stuff that happened. Ooh, they're getting confronted by one of the royal guards and stuff. This could be a really cool fight.
Yeah.
Okay, that's enough of that cool stuff. Let's go back to the fucking Flunky Town. Let's go back down to Flunky Town.
Yeah.
Going back to Monkey Town.
Oh, that. Okay, yeah, no, I did read this one. Why did they. Why? It was going so cool. People were
Yeah.
getting destroyed left and right. It
Because
was
they're
just-
gonna beat him off screen.
Won't you take me
He
to...
also, one
Lucky
thing, he said the
Town.
move Keen
Won't you take
Pico,
me
and
to
the translator note for that was,
Lucky Town.
his move was called Gilded Splendor. That sounds actually kind of cool.
Mm.
It's better than Burnerfinger.
No, it's not.
Nothing beats Burner Finger.
And
Except
then,
Hot Fisting. I'm
then
still
you go-
waiting for that.
then you go
Always
back
will
to
be.
then you go to Monkey Town, and she's like, this girl's like, you killing an unarmed girl and stuff. Wouldn't that be like super lame? You guys probably believe in some stuff like, men are
Oh,
stars.
God, that line. Oh.
You guys can't even bring yourselves to consider something like killing me. And they're just like, she's asking for it. She's legitimately asking for it.
Yeah.
You want to tell me how Yumikicha knew it was a guy?
Oh. That line.
Yeah. I know you're trying to hide it, but you reek of semen, dude.
Dude. Okay, so here's my very
Why?
deep and thorough analysis of that line. So, is it supposed to be literal? Is he actually saying that he can smell the semen on him/her? Because there could be reasons for that, aside from it being a dude.
Yeah. Also, even if it is actually a dude, did he have a mid-battle wank? Why the hell? What?
Maybe he just gets off on fighting,
yeah,
God,
they do,
did I just
so,
say
you know.
wank? What the hell?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. I just want to remind you that every single one of these bad guys' clothes are white.
I just want to remind you that this series is marketed towards preteens in Japan.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But seriously, like, okay, you reek of semen, so obviously you're a dude.
Yeah.
That makes me wonder.
Take
if it
take
is
a
just
big
these-
giant whiff of his balls or something?
Is
If
it
he
prevalent
can-
scent?
If he has the ability to smell other people's semen from a distance, why would he know that? Why is his nose so attuned to the smell
Yeah.
of semen?
But
Do
of
you
course,
really
we're
wanna
still
know?
assuming that this is literal, though. So, in the case that it's not, that it's figurative, who would ever describe it as that?
Yeah.
Apparently, every translation we're reading.
Yeah. It is kind of weird that every translation has said that, so it might be very literal or something.
Ugh. So, yeah. Every time I read a chapter from, like, Bleach or Naruto, because I'm really not invested anymore, I'm like, there's not going to be anything to talk about in this chapter. It's going to be really boring, and we're just going to move past it. Then a line like this happens. Every
So thanks,
time.
Bleach. You're making it interesting.
Every single time
I
they
just
have
want to remind
something
you
like
guys
this.
that Bleach is still like on the bottom of the weekly shonen rankings. It's still.
So they just don't care at this point?
I think they just don't care at this point. Cause like it's been kind of it's near the bottom now. It's pretty definitively near the bottom. So why not?
But with one-liners like "you reek of semen, dude," how could it not be springboarding back up?
Like okay, you know what rank it was in this chapter specifically. I think it was this chapter. It was ranked 13 out of 14.
That's pretty bad.
Are you sure it was this week's rankings and not last week's rankings?
Well, last week's rankings, it wasn't on there. And
Oh.
then the week before that, it was ranked 12 out of 16. So, either way, it's
How would it not be on there? They list all of them.
sometimes they aren't in the magazine. For example, sometimes One Piece isn't there, and sometimes.
But it was, because we had a chapter.
No, but the volume 32 of the Weekly Shonen Jump for 7/7/2014, it wasn't there, which means. Yeah.
But it was, because we've never had a week where we only had one of the two manga.
I don't know. The one for 36/2014 had Bleach, and that was ranked 12 out of 16. Yeah. So sometimes they're absent from the thing. Everything. A lot of stuff does every other week.
Who knows? I don't get it. Anyway, anything else to say for Bleach?
I'm just wondering why. Why do you have to? There's ways to make a character understand that another character's a boy. And there could have been a lot of ways, they could actually...
You have an Adam's apple.
Yeah. There's that. That's an easy way. But no. You reek. You don't just smell, I can't just smell it, you reek. You literally reek. You smell like you are soaked in it. You reek of semen.
Wow. That's a graphic way to put it.
Yeah. Yeah, they really didn't... They didn't go half measures with the fucking adjectives there. It was...
I can smell you from a mile away. Just a mile away, I smell a whole big pile of semen, and that's you. Because you're a dude. There's no way you could just be a girl and... Well, maybe, but no. You have to be a dude.
You smell like the bin from a porn theater.
Ugh.
You smell like...
Yeah, I kind of like how he doesn't even remotely consider that it's just a sullied female. It's just male.
Yeah. I know you're trying to hide it, but you reek of semen, dude.
So, wait, what gender is the one that jumped in to save him, I guess?
I think it's a female. Hope it's a female.
Everything has been put into question. Well, not really, I don't care, but...
If you cared, you'd be asking questions right now.
Yeah.
So that was Bleach 589. I figured we should probably start doing the chapter numbers because
It says
we
588
release
on
around
it.
the
It says
chapters.
588 on the one I'm using. But
Mine too.
Does it?
yeah,
Am I an idiot?
you are an idiot. No, I'm sorry.
I am an idiot. I was looking at the next chapter thingy page
Yeah.
that they always have.
Ah.
So 588.
And now we have Naruto number 684.
I didn't read this, so I'll let you guys go down on it.
Okay, what happened in Naruto 684?
In fact, I'll go look it up right now.
Oh, okay. You don't need to. There's not much to talk about. There's fucking highlights a little
Alright.
bit that I'm gonna link anyway.
Pretty much Naruto just made all of their efforts worthless to get to Sasuke's dimension, because he just did it himself.
Yay!
So we have planning, 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 planning,
Power reveal.
planning, planning, and hang on, gonna link that splash page.
Okay. I'm clicking on it. It is taking me to a page. It is loading.
It's pretty good. I mean, I know the fucking thousands of Naruto thing isn't rare, but that's a pretty good page.
It's still loading for me.
Yeah, I was in the middle of it. Yeah. 1 second.
I don't know why my internet's acting up.
Oh, this one. Alright, yeah. I don't know, it puts it into scope, I guess. Also, Naruto is in his probably most powerful form, I'm going to assume, so that many clones is a very serious threat for basically every other character that isn't utterly broken like she is.
And And then we get the throwback, because this is basically the throwback arc. With
Greatest hits.
where is it? There we go. Dimension filling combo, which is kind of like the 2K barrage, but dimension filling, I suppose.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not a bad callback, actually.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's pretty cute.
it works. He gets a few hits in, actually.
Mm.
He should, considering he summoned like 4,000 clones.
Yeah. And then bad guy opens a Garganta and leaves. That is literally what a Garganta looks like.
It is, yeah. It's like the slides, different jagged squares, pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah. So apparently Japan have a definitive style for how they do dimensional rips. So
I wonder if that's a cultural thing or just something did. Or somebody
did. Yeah.
I like to think of it
Yeah.
as Bleach is failing anyways, so we might as well just take it.
Take anything of worth that they create.
Just
So.
take everything from Bleach, because it's like a sinking ship, so grab everything and jump off.
Mm.
One Piece kind of has an excuse for that because they're pirates and they can plunder stuff. But I mean,
Mm. All right. And
also, has anybody? It just sunk in the implications of Kaguya's son being inside of her clothes.
ooh.
How has it taken that long for that to sink in for me? Maybe I've remained willfully ignorant because I don't like anything that's happening right now.
Because he doesn't look human. That's why.
Well, that just makes it worse because he has the
He's-
potential to be a tentacle monster.
He's made of
He
shadows.
probably
He has
is.
literally molded himself to her body at this point. Think about it.
Yeah.
Uh,
Or don't think about it. One or the other.
You'll
Can't
think about
not
it. I know
think
you will,
about it
Slicer.
now.
So, next linked page that is important. So, second panel of this page. Naruto looks fucking old.
He does, yeah. It's a page 14 on this translation,
Hmm.
by the way, so you can keep up, even if you don't want to click the link or something.
Yeah, he looks really.
And the
fucking
panel before was 8.
really old,
I don't.
like weathered and shit.
I guess it's the rings around his eyes, or just the stress marks keeping up the
Mm.
form for so long. I'm not really sure, but yeah, it doesn't look great.
I'm not saying it doesn't look great. I'm saying it looks great. It looks like he's been in a battle for the past 3 or 4 or 5 hours at full tilt.
True. I had not considered that until now. Yeah.
So that kind of works. That's pretty good style-wise. Again, wasted on the worst arc and worst battle and worst character. Yeah, but you know, credit where it's due. That's a good thing. It looks good. It works. It fits the mood. Where everyone's kind of at that breaking point.
Yeah. They could do a little more to show that, but I'm not actually sure how they would, aside from what they just did, showing, stressed characters.
So,
I suppose maybe lampshading it, but that might be too blatant, I guess.
And last linked page is page 17. In my notes, all it says in my notes is, "Holy fuck balls, that's a wound."
Yeah. Yeah, it's a pretty bad one.
That attack
Yeah.
is super broken, by the way.
Yeah.
What did she even do? Did she
She-
launch
It,
bones at him? or-
looked very much like the fucking bone pulse thing.
Yeah. What was that guy's name?
Kimimaro.
Kimimaro.
That's it. Yeah. It was just like her forearm bones or something, and she launched him out of her palm. And
Through a portal.
yeah, yeah, she's thinking with portals.
Really? Did you really
Yes.
say that?
now you're
Yes.
thinking with portals.
I'm so proud of that line. I don't have any regrets. Also, what's happening with her back? It's like stuff is crumbling
That's where
off or
I
something?
don't know. I want to say that's where they came
Is-
from, but that makes no sense. So,
Huh. I guess if you're good enough with the bloodline, you could reform the bone in your forearm and then launch it from your back. Use like the calcium and stuff. I don't know.
Really?
It's been a long time since I
Who
thought about that
knows?
bloodline.
Yeah, it kind of came and then disappeared immediately. A little bit.
Got a few decent stories with Naruto using it though, so that was something.
Yeah. Yeah, so not entirely clear whether she actually got the original or not with that. I'm guessing not.
Hmm.
I mean, it's not like we haven't seen that fake out before, like 6 times.
Yeah.
Or maybe his super bullshit powered up clones are just more durable, which seems to have been the case. I mean, there was, what was the fan name for it? Dat clone? The one that stuck around for like an entire Kage battle and stuff.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah.
I
So-
I still think he's just hanging on, and the Sakura and Madara or Obito showing up is just gonna heal him because I don't know.
Or he's gonna heal himself because, as Ken says, Ninja Jesus.
Ninja
Yeah.
Jesus.
It kind of comes down to if they want to make Sakura useful or not. It seems like no.
No.
The answer to that question is no.
It's a
Yeah.
big, fat, disgusting no.
Disgusting, maybe pushing it a little bit, but no, is pretty accurate. Yeah, okay, so that's Naruto, I guess. Much more boring than Bleach was, funnily enough, but, you know, that's how it goes sometimes.
Imagine if Naruto or somebody said that to Naruto, or Naruto said that about somebody else. That would make it so much more interesting.
Naruto doesn't reek of semen. That would imply he has balls.
Yeah.
Never said it was his own.
That physically hurts. Ouch.
I thought it was a good line.
No, it's good. It just forces me to admit and stop ignoring everything that happened in regards to pairings.
Oh, that
Pretty
too.
good at repressing, but then you keep bringing it up.
Yeah, it's almost like I'm intentionally torturing you or something. It's a slicer.
there's technically a wiki page for Dat clone.
Seriously?
Dat clone is a particularly long-lasting clone created by Naruto Uzumaki during the Fourth Great Shinobi World War, who was notable for accomplishing many feats during the war itself, including taking down the Third Raikage and being the one who forced Madara to bring out both Susanoo and the Rinnegan.
What happened to that clone anyway? Just
It
disappear,
dispelled
or did he
itself.
actually take a hit?
It dispelled itself, I think.
Ah.
So wait, this clone did all this?
Personality. While Dat clone possesses all of Naruto's personality and his traits and other quirks, due to his status as a clone, he has no real regard for his life. Once asking why Dodai saved him, as he is merely a clone.
I wonder if they ever mix up who's the clone. And I know this is kind of an old issue, but it'd be kind of hilarious if one of the Narutos gets destroyed and nobody moves to save him, and they all think he's a clone, and then they disappear. Like, wait, shit, that was a real one. No.
Good photo for a one-shot.
Yeah.
So topics. Our topics this week, we have... Oh god, it's already 5 minutes past an hour. Alright. So, we have sort of a pair topic for this one, so we have two that kind of go together. first half of this one is power-ups changing a character. So this specifically is that kind of thing where you have a fanfiction writer who says, okay, I want to write how the story would go if Naruto had this specific, I don't know, bloodline, or, I don't know, he was taught this specific thing or stuff.
Yeah, or this character was raised by this family and so he got powered up, or this character discovered this secret and so he got more power because of it.
Yeah. And then this is about how that can actually change the character as the story goes on. It's a difficult thing. It kind of follows on from getting a character's voice a little bit, because, funny thing, a character's voice will actually probably change if something as significant as this happens.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. It's enough to define their personality, or redefine, I suppose.
It can, if the power-up is big enough. So, like, say, for, absolute basic example that you've seen a billion times already, Naruto gets the Rinnegan, making him, by default, one of the most powerful people in the world.
I've seen that a lot, yeah.
Yeah, you kind of see it a lot. Yeah. So, because he is, by default, one of the most powerful people in the world, he is different, obviously. Different is usually up to how the writer wants to change it, specifically. But you could have him trained more thoroughly, making him smarter or more capable. You could have him shunned even further for being... you could
Powerful.
say that the villagers are saying that it's the QB's power at work and making him even more shunned and thus hating everyone or something.
You could make him an arrogant a-hole.
You could make him an arrogant asshole along the lines of Sasuke Uchiha.
That's usually a bit of a push, because of, unless it's like from birth kind of thing, but it's kind of hard to get away with an arrogant Naruto because it's so against his usual personality.
Yeah.
Could. Never said it would work, but you could.
Yeah, so just giving him the power-up doesn't necessarily make the character different. But
It's what they
that
do
power-up
with it.
changing the character's circumstances, especially very early on, can.
Yeah. Like, the bigger the power-up, usually the bigger the change. For example, let's use another series, like, say... Let's talk about One Piece. We never talk about One Piece.
We don't really talk about One Piece that much.
Say, Luffy got a different, like, devil fruit, one that was super powerful, so it wasn't really rubber,
One that wasn't as silly, for example.
Yeah, one that was a lot more serious. How would that change him? Like, one that would, like, say, usually instantly kill his enemies instead of the rubber, which usually, more often than not, tends to just be blunt damage.
Yeah, and it usually ends
Yeah,
up
he just ends up
incapacitating more
beating
than
the
killing.
shit out of him.
Yeah. Like, how would that change him as a character? And using that power? Like, would he say no to using that power? Well, typically, I don't think he would. And how would him end up killing most people that he fought against change his character?
It'd be less buddy-buddy, because in that series, do a lot of people come back as friends?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, they do.
That wouldn't happen.
Yeah, no, not so much.
Yeah. And he wouldn't be probably as welcoming to other people because, power kind of tends to kill people.
Yeah, I mean, the Gum Gum Fruit is kind of, it's silly, like we said, and it can be endearing seeing him use his powers in silly ways, so it makes it a lot easier for him to make friends that way. So, a more dangerous power would make it a lot more difficult for him to make friends, by extension. So,
Yeah.
he might be a little bit more distant from people.
Yeah.
A little bit colder, a little harder to interact with, because he's so not used to it.
So, you change one thing about their power and you change how that power works. Make them more powerful, But on the other hand, more power typically, if you're more powerful, typically what happens is that people tend to shy away from you.
Hmm.
Usually, yeah.
Yeah, and that has an impact on the character. And sometimes characters, get corrupted by that power, or because nobody's incorruptible. And, like, you may think this character could never get corrupted by their power, but there's a chance that unless somebody's there to help them not get corrupted, they will get corrupted.
Hmm. Ken,
Yo,
you've been a little bit quiet.
I was
So
thinking about the question.
So I thought I'd bring you in very specifically. Better left unsaid.
Mm-hmm.
It's a small example, but it's still an example of getting a power-up. The Chakra Pulse power-up that he gets from Iruka at the
Yeah.
very beginning of the series.
Yes?
Yes, that's an example. And how did it change the character?
Okay. Well, seeing as how basically I've explained from the start, the only requirement for the ability to use it in the first place was basically the ability to expel chakra and have enough to actually, be useful afterwards. So he kind of got into a habit at one point of spamming it, which made him more observant. He was able to pick up things that everyone else couldn't, which led for less, I don't know. He was more attentive, so that made for smarter decisions at certain points.
That's a pretty good side effect, actually. It makes sense. I mean, he's got all that chakra sitting around. May as well use it.
Yeah. So there's going to be positive side effects and there's going to be negative side effects for giving a character a power-up, especially when they haven't earned. So you might say that the Rinnegan won't make Naruto, for example, arrogant, but it might creep in there eventually.
Yeah.
I mean, once you start overpowering enemies easily, you start to think, oh, this is kind of, whatever, I don't need to try that hard most of the time, it looks like.
Yeah.
It can creep up on you that way, so...
You get rash, yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes a power-up could be a bad thing, though.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes, like, bad as in, it makes things bad with the conditions for the character. It just, sometimes they don't want the power-up because of what it does to them, to the circumstances around them. So there's that to consider, too.
Yeah, there's positive side effects and negative side effects, and it's a good policy to take everything into consideration when you're trying a concept like this, just giving a character some greater power than they had in canon.
Shout out to Fate's Gambit. Thanks for ruining your own fic, asshole. Yeah, Naruto gets or not Naruto, Harry gets this kind of corruption ability. It's the thing inhabiting the Grail. He kind of gets possessed by that, and he has the power over that now, and it ruins his character completely.
Yeah.
I mean, he has frequent dreams of all of the world's evil, so he's very jaded instantly and not surprised at anything, and his emotions are pretty much dead, and it's just, there's nowhere left to go with that character then.
Oh.
So you gotta be very careful with that.
Yeah, so side effects, yes. Pay attention to them, make them work, and make them apparent, but don't let them ruin the story. It's kind of an important point to mention, I guess, that I hadn't considered.
Yeah. Alright, so anybody got anything else to say?
I think I'm pretty much done.
Yep. That seems like enough for that one.
Anything to add, Ken?
Nothing I can think of.
Okay. Okay, here's something you might have an idea of then. Character growth through power-ups.
Shut up. Don't you mock me.
Yeah, so this is not the same thing, but similar. This is a character, let's say, earning the power-up that he gets. So, actually, this might be a more appropriate example of that better left unsaid thing that I said before. Uh, so, the character trains and works hard and stuff, fucking montage and all that good fun stuff that everyone loves in shonen stuff. And they unlock this new power that they can use, and it's super awesome and badass and stuff, and they learn a lesson or something. Whether through using it or through the process of learning to use it.
I kind of want to right off mention, Kenichi History's my disciple. He starts out super, super weak, and that's part of his personality.
Mm.
And as he gets stronger through training and stuff, he changes. Because he's no longer...
In a good way or
in
a bad
good way? He's
In
no
a
longer
good way.
no longer the weak person that he was before.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
he gets a stronger personality alongside a stronger body and stuff.
Mm.
And with this comes character growth and also conflict, because there's this one point where one of the dudes he's supposed to be fighting pits like the old karate club that used to bully him against him.
Yeah.
And he just starts slaughtering those guys, and he realizes I could actually kill these people
Yeah.
because I'm so strong now. I have to actually tone it back. These people used to bully me, and now I have to actually hold back, or I might kill them, because the dude taught him like one Muay Thai move, so they could all attack Kenichi together. But he didn't teach him anything about defending.
Yeah, so he figured that they'd all just leveled up super high like he had, and they hadn't.
Yeah.
Oh, they're just pretending to be powerful, or
Like
that's
the
the impression it gave at least.
Yeah, that was the impression they gave, because the dude only taught him like one actual thing of use, like to attack. They didn't teach him anything else about defending or anything. So he was still slaughtering them.
Yeah. Kenshi is a very good basic example for that. Just basic building and strength, and then you realize, oh, I am stronger than these people, so I need to be careful in dealing with them. I need to show restraint and be cautious and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that you're stronger than people that you knew.
Yeah.
Hasn't...
And that gives him additional growth in the philosophy that he follows, because... What is it?
It's Katsu Jinkin, I think.
Thank you, yes. The Saving Fist, I believe, is the translation. The philosophy that martial artists shouldn't kill. And because he gets to the point where he realizes, oh shit, I could actually kill these people without any trouble, and I really need to hold back, he gets more respect for his masters who follow this philosophy, even though they could kill someone with a finger flick, Tsunade style.
Right.
So, yeah.
What are the, I'm trying to think of a way to really explain both of these specifically, apart from each other.
Mm.
Like, this topic and the last one, I mean, like,
Okay, the last one is the power-ups just given to them. This one, the character earns it. So this is character growth rather than just the character changes because of circumstance.
Right, okay.
So this is building a character. This is... I've completely forgotten the term for it. My mind has gone blank. I will take a drink to vamp so that I don't have to think about it for anyone.
You're not thinking about level grinding, are you?
No.
That'd be me, if anything.
Yeah. It's like, I feel really, really stupid not being able to think of this very specific term that I use very, very often. It's when a character grows and builds upon who they were and stuff.
So, building a house rather than the last topic be giving them a foundation instead of them doing anything about it.
I suppose. Alternatively, building a house rather than a conservatory suddenly appearing on the side of your house. Magically.
Right, okay.
There you go.
Yeah, the previous topic is kind of very specific to fan fiction because it's giving the character something that they didn't have originally in the original work. This specific topic, character growth through power-ups, is something you actually see in original works because that's how they operate.
Yeah.
That's a very specific kind. I can't really think of any examples.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no. Second season of Sword Art. He just kind of gets stuff when he goes into the elf one. I forget the name of it. Alf.
Mm.
He gets some of his previous levels back, and some of his items, most of them are corrupted because it's a different game, but
He gets
not really so much a power-up. But
Yeah. He basically gets his old stuff back. Then he has to kind of work to get more. Sort of, I guess. I don't know.
Not sure that applies.
I don't know. Kirito, everybody believes Kirito is just a Sue or Stu character. And he kind of is in some points.
to an extent.
Kind of. Sure. Let's go with kind of.
Well,
Yeah, I feel really bad right now for completely having a brain fart in the middle of this when I was the one that came up with the topic and knew what I was talking about. So,
pay no attention to the brain fart, audience. That was just your computer failing for a little bit.
yeah, it just sounded like people
Yeah,
talking.
sure.
Yeah, just shut up. Don't even question it.
Or this mysterious event that never happened on your end of things
It
because
never-
it was lost recording.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Guys, we might
No,
need
I'm
to
not
edit
editing
something
any of this
out.
I'm not going to do that.
Alright.
This is embarrassing, but I'm going to keep it in anyway. Sorry, audience.
I know you expected more, but this is what you're getting, so enjoy it.
Eeyore's back. He
Yeah.
really has finished his holiday, hasn't he?
Hey, I'm just joking. Eeyore's dead. I stabbed him in the face. Now going on to the next topic.
Literary foils. This is a topic suggested by Tempest Trover. Yeah, this one is you have your hero, or you have your villain, or you have your protagonist, your antagonist. This is the very specific antagonist that is much like your protagonist in a lot of ways. So, the example that Zero gave would be the protagonist and Adachi,
Yeah,
because
that's-
they were both chosen by what's-her-name.
One
and stuff.
Tempest Trover actually listed when he gave this topic was he was like protagonist and Adachi, you know, characters that are basically opposites of each other, you know,
Yeah.
that are like reflections of each other.
Hmm.
Because
If they fought, it would be classed as a duel instead of a fight.
yeah,
Yes.
Adachi and the protagonist of Persona 4 both have the same voice actor. So
They do?
They do, yes. It's Johnny Young Bosch
Mm-hmm.
for both.
So you can see why that's kind of heavily of like, yeah, they're you know both.
Yeah, and
Foil.
they did the same. They did the same thing in 3 as well. Both
Yeah.
of them were Yuri Lowenthal. Yeah, they also did that for. I had a really good example, and it's slipped my mind. Oh yeah, Green Arrow, and I think the actual name is Merlin, the Archer character villain from
Mm.
Green Arrow.
Yeah.
Very obvious example. Both of them archers. One of them's a good guy. The other guy's not a good guy.
Super obvious
Right.
example if you really want to go through it. Sonic and Shadow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Both kind of sort of hero characters, but they're
Yeah, Shadow didn't start out as one.
he didn't, but he ended up as one, but he still classes as a literary foil
Yeah.
Mm.
Like
because
basically,
Sonic's always all
yeah.
upbeat and stuff, and Shadow's
he's
fucking
super
emo.
Yeah. Naruto and
I use
Sasuke.
guns because I'm badass.
Yeah. Like your literary foils are characters that you know are opposites of your characters, and more often than not, literary foils at one point team up or work together or know each other to some extent.
Mm.
Like you know, there is actually an option in Persona 4 Golden to team up with Adachi, or rather side
There
with
is?
him. Yeah. You find evidence that he's doing stuff, and you have options to destroy that evidence. And just
Yeah,
then go
you
for
do.
it.
I had no idea.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of the time, when you have literary foils, it is a good opportunity to show growth, and well, not show growth, but seriously, brain's still rebooting. Sorry about that. It's a good opportunity to show the character what they might have become, and they can grow from that. And they very specifically did this in the Naruto Sasuke fight under the bridge
Mhm.
on the water, and they do this very. It's actually a very good shot, and I really liked it with Naruto and Sasuke are running at each other with the Rasengan and the Chidori, and then it just swaps them over. And Naruto's like, maybe if circumstances were different, we could have been in opposite
He would
places.
be on that side?
Yeah, and
I feel like that was more apparent though with Naruto and Gaara, as in I could have been.
Yeah, I was actually about to mention that.
They
yeah,
do
it
that a
seems
lot.
More,
Yeah.
yeah.
I feel like the
Naruto
whole,
as a
pretty
series.
common
Naruto
theme.
as a series is very fond of the "he's just like me" line.
but I feel like the between Naruto and Sasuke and Naruto and Gaara is more like we could have been the same person, because you could see how their circumstances could have been similar a lot more easily, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't take that much of a stretch for the Sasuke thing to work.
I don't know.
Not too much, no.
Not too
I mean-
much, but it's a little bit easier to see the Gaara one. Because they're both in Shurikis, they both, were alone. It's just that one of them found people who would actually care for him, and the other one couldn't help but kill people around him.
Okay, both of them were alone.
Yeah.
Both of them are from prominent lineages. Both of them could have been seen as the hero. And both of them could easily have turned into the villain. I am now talking about Naruto and Sasuke.
Yeah.
Go figure.
Yeah,
Pretty
but
easy.
Naruto's family wasn't outright
Yeah, they
murdered
were.
like Sasuke's
Oh.
was.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
he had
that.
his dad and whatever. You're probably right. I'm just not up on my Naruto because I haven't been paying attention to it at all.
They got impaled by a giant claw. That is as dead as you can get.
Shut
Yeah.
up! Shut up! Shut up!
You even have the dead clan thing with the Uzumaki getting wiped out. Stuff.
Yeah, they were.
It was
wiped
older,
out.
but still happened.
Yeah. I don't know. I think
Yeah.
it's because it was older. I didn't feel like there was that. I don't know. It was much more fresher in Sasuke's mind, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. But that's the very specific point the author was going with at the very, very beginning of the series, was this is a character that is going to be the opposite of the protagonist.
Yeah.
He's going to be aloof, he is going to be very cold and distant to everyone, which is the exact opposite of what Naruto's like.
Yeah. So it was intended, yeah.
That was the point.
He's still a good literary foil.
Every time I think about that, I think about how good it could have been, just looking back at the very beginning of Naruto.
Yeah.
I think the problem with it
They
was
kind of.
I think they just had it go on a little bit too long.
I don't
I
think
think
so.
the opposite, actually.
I
I think
think-
they could have really drawn out the Genin stage and the missions and stuff like that.
They could have at least brought it to actually being Chunin and doing some stuff like that, and
True.
actually working for the village and doing real things.
And there are a lot of countries in that world that they never really fully explored.
Yeah, there's all sorts of stuff that they could have done,
Yeah.
and there's all sorts of plot points that they really should have done when we get to this end arc. But I think the main problem is that the author didn't really want to do this series in the first place. Realistically speaking, he had an entirely different idea for what he wanted the series to be. And then his editor basically said, "Hey, how about we add ninjas?"
What was it going to be?
It was
A
it was
lot
like
different.
if you read, there's a pilot of what it was supposed to be.
Yeah. Ken, you might actually have to link that because I won't be able to find it. But yeah,
I'm
it
gonna have
was
to
like
look for it, but I think I can.
I
I'm
think it
looking
was like
at
a
the
pseudo modern setting. And it was, Naruto was sort of a mercenary character or something like that. I
Yeah,
can't-
to an extent, yeah.
They were outright like he was like the son of a fox demon or something.
Yeah. And I imagine the editor just said, hey, this is kind of like Inuyasha. We should try and make it a bit more original.
To be fair, that's a fair complaint.
It is.
It kind of was.
But the problem is the writer had to come up with this whole concept, and it's very well documented how Sasuke was just a composite of all of these literary foils from manga. And you can actually see where a lot of them come from. You can even see there's a little bit of Kurapika in there with the special eyes and stuff. But,
A little bit of who?
Kurapika from Hunter x Hunter.
Ah.
Yeah. But that alone shows you how little planning actually went into how this story would go. And when you don't plan that much, you can't go in the direction of this was all preordained and we had this planned out from the start, because even the writer can't say that. And if the writer can't say that, how can the villain say that?
Mhm.
We got sidetracked. I got sidetracked.
I'm reading
Whoops.
the Naruto pilot right now, and I actually like this.
It was, yeah, it was pretty good.
It's kind of modern day. There's cars and everything.
Yeah, it's
But,
not bad. It's
yeah.
just that it wasn't original, and that was kind of the complaint. I mean, this was like what, not long after Inuyasha finished, I imagine, or
97.
Yeah.
Whatever.
And Naruto isn't.
What?
Naruto still likes ramen, but he's not hated by everyone as much as you think.
Which is kind of weird, but I guess Kurama also didn't destroy a village, so I don't think anyway.
Yeah. And there were 9 people that sealed the nine-tailed fox, and it was, there were 9 really strong people. And, I don't know. I kind of like this. I feel like this had potential too. And the whole ninja thing seemed a little bit, if you think about it being hackneyed on there like that, just thrown on there.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Let me make sure you have something for the dump and whatnot.
I'll link the version of that I'm reading.
I already
You
did.
link it? Oh.
yeah, he's already linked it.
That's actually the exact same one I'm reading.
So, we were talking about literary foils, and specific to what we were talking about, Sasuke is a good literary foil. He wasn't planned very well, but
Yeah.
he works acceptably in that role.
Yeah, he worked.
Gaara admittedly probably does work a little bit better. Specifically for Naruto in his very early stage of I am a Jinchuriki and I need
Yeah.
to figure out what that means and stuff. And he finds out exactly what that means with Gaara.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that definitely works for that stage, and then Sasuke works better in the later stages
the
when we
late
get into
stage.
Shippuden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to agree with you on that.
So, it's a good example of using literary foils.
So, like,
Overusing them a bit, but I mean, yeah.
A little bit, but that's partially because of filler arcs and stuff that really love to rail on that particular chestnut of you are just like me. But,
yeah, there's a lot of stuff like that. There's always going to be, we could have been the same person, you could have joined me, we are so similar, you and I.
yeah. We're not so different, you and I,
Yeah, we're
the
not
specific
different,
trope
you and
name.
I.
Yeah. That's a very common term to use, but that's kind of the point of the character anyway, so...
Yeah. Foils,
Well,
by
it's
the
a-
way, don't always
Yeah.
have to be necessarily the bad guy or the villain.
No.
Just to clarify that, they could be a rival character, they could even be just a simple friend. What matters is that they contrast the main character, or
Yeah,
not
the-
even...
The point is that they're different in a very fundamental way.
And because they contrast, you can actually see more sides of each character. And it's not always even the main character and the villain, or the main character and a friend. It could be 2 different friends or 2 different characters entirely that just contrast, and you get to see more of who those characters are based on that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just want to rephrase what I just said. They're different, but also similar in a very fundamental way, is what I should say.
Like in Bleach, his friends Keigo and I can't remember the other guy, the guy who's always on his phone.
Mizuhiro.
Mizuyo. Those 2 actually kind of contrast you know, and that one's always loud, and the other one's quiet and more calm and collected and gets girls. The other one can't get girls. You know, they
Yeah, it's a
contrast
comedy
each
duo
They
thing.
play
though.
off each other.
other.
That's
It's
a comedy duo,
It's a
dude.
comedy duo thing, but they're still both foils.
I guess.
Yeah, it's a rather simple thing to do, and most people do it because why not? It makes the story more interesting. It shows more parts of the character. It's easier to develop characters when they're like that.
Okay, we're gonna skip the next topic because we're 1 hour 35 and we have recommendations to do, and I want Zero to really get in depth with these anime that he's talking about.
Yay!
Because he knows his shit and we don't, and I want to know what's good. So,
It'd be nice. Yeah.
Yep. Questions. Johnny asked us what Jusenkyo curse we would get. I don't care. I don't care about Rama. The fucking...
We looked this up, and none of them make any sense.
The
It's
fucking
like,
panda one's supposed to be lazy, right? I'll go with that one.
whichever one turns you into a conniving bastard. Let's go with that.
Did Chuck Norris drown in any of these ponds?
I don't believe so, unfortunately.
I don't know then.
I don't know. I'll be whichever one that I am.
Well, that's what we're trying to figure out.
Exactly. I'll be the one that I am. That's all I need to know.
The pond of the drowned Zero? Yeah. That's great.
Wait, did Zero just say he'll be what he is? Did you just say I am what I am?
Yes.
Pretty much.
So he would get the Sailor Man Jusenkyo curse? Yes. Sorry,
What?
that was a really bad joke.
It was a Popeye reference.
I am what I am, Popeye the Sailor
Oh.
Man.
I would be okay with that, actually.
Oh, God.
I'd be great with that.
Yeah.
You'd have to eat a lot of spinach, though. That's
You know
not
what?
cool.
You know what?
Yeah.
I'm
This
pretty
village
sure
is
I could-
awesome.
I could find a way to make it work. Oh, but yeah.
You'd have huge arms, but you wouldn't be able to see for shit.
Does he have eyesight problems or something?
No, he's always squinting.
Actually,
Oh,
I actually,
right,
I actually
yeah.
do squint in real life, so that's not too big of a problem.
Fair enough.
Anyway, other question that we got, what tropes do we use, which ones were funny, and stuff. We don't know.
Yeah, we don't.
Funny thing about
Hey.
tropes, you don't actually set out to use a trope
Yeah.
most of the time when you're writing. These tropes are just devices in storytelling that we have pretty much ingrained these into our own minds, and we cannot get rid of them, and we just realize that this is how stories are told. So we just end up using them as we find them appropriate, and don't really think about what tropes they are. So we couldn't even tell you if we wanted to.
Yeah. Although I do
I
notice...
actually,
Slice up?
I have a penchant for slapstick and irony things, or contrasting opposites, I suppose, in characters or events or items or stuff like that.
In one of my stories, I have a penchant for mistaken for gay and then played for laughs.
Which story would that be?
M1N470. It happens like 3 or 4 times. Which I don't know.
I
That's
suppose you can count it as a theme then.
because, you know, in it, Yukari is watching over Aigis in the beginning instead of Minato, because things happen. And so, you know, she's like, "What, you like me? What? This is weird." I don't know.
Anyway. So, recommendations.
Alright, should I start on just listing the anime that I've been watching that's good?
Sure, go for it.
Alright, so I've already talked about Sword Art Online. That's starting off kind of slowly. It really is. But they're trying to take their time, I think, this season, and that can be something really good. I haven't watched a lot of others, but I did watch one, and this comes highly recommended from me, Tokyo Ghoul.
Okay.
And the premise of Tokyo Ghoul is that well, the main character, he's just a normal guy, but in this world, in this modern day Tokyo they live in, there's these creatures called ghouls, and they look just like people. They are people, except there's different types that have like special sort of powers, I guess. Like as in like monstrous things come out of their bodies, and like one has like 3 sort of tail-like tentacle things come out their back to stab people, or possibly more, depending on how strong they are. And he basically ends up becoming a half ghoul when he gets in an accident with another ghoul, and they put her organs into him. And it's psychological because ghouls can only eat people. They can't eat anything else. They have to eat people.
Wow.
So he has to eat both, I imagine, then? Being half?
No, he's got basically the palate of a ghoul, but he's also got the experience of being raised as a human.
Palate.
Palate. Sorry. I'm half asleep.
The palate.
Palate. I know it's a palate. Why didn't I say palate? I know it's Pallet Town. It's like Pallet Town. I got it.
It's not like Pallet Town. That's an entirely different thing.
I know, but it's pronounced the same way. But yeah, he has. So basically, the only way he can have that hunger, sated, is to eat people, or technically he could eat ghouls, but they taste like crap, and he's not really like. You still have to eat a human, somebody who looks like a human being. So it's very heavily psychological, and the ghoul whose organs he has shows up quite a few times and is like the voice of temptation, and it's really good. I read the manga once again, liked it before it was cool. So I highly recommend that. If the first episode doesn't blow you away, the second episode will. Also, Akame got killed. I recommended some of these before, but then I realized the first episode wasn't out for them yet. It was just previews that were listed as first episode, which is weird.
What was this one?
This one is it's a fantasy world where.
No, what was the name of it? I missed it.
Akame got killed. Akame.
Spell that.
AKAME space GA space kill. With an exclamation point too. So
Naturally.
basically, there's this country, and it's super, super ridiculously corrupt, and the main character is like a country boy who came from like, countryside, and he's going to go enlist in the army there because he wants to get money to send back to his village, because his village is so heavily taxed they can't afford anything and they're starving. And, yeah, he discovers that the capital is really, really bad, and he ends up joining an assassin group. And this series is really good. It doesn't shy away from blood or just straight up murder. Because these people are horrible when they commit horrible atrocities, these nobles and these people in the capital.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's very good, very well done. I read the manga, once again. Hipster.
It's kind of to be expected of you at this point.
Yeah, one thing I didn't read the manga for, Zankyo no Terror. And this is...
Spelling.
I am going to put it in the chat, and you will know how it's spelled. But...
Or in the time it took you to say that, you could have just said it.
Shut up. But in this one, there's 2 sort of, I want to say almost brothers, but they're really not. And they are basically terrorists. Basically. And it's very sort of cryptic at this point. There's lots of unknowns going around. But I found it rather enjoyable because there were explosions and there's cool stuff. And yeah, but they're terrorists. And there's lots of mystery and whatnot surrounding them and their origins. They go by the names 9 and 12. So, don't exactly know what the importance of those names are, but I'm guessing they were military test subjects or something along that line.
Or they just
it's
really
a
like
pretty safe
clocks.
assumption.
Well, given from what I saw, it was they were escaping from some sort of military compound, and like some sort of dream sequence a little bit. So I don't know. At least I'm guessing it was military, because there's a big barbed wire fence. Other than that, you know, I watched Persona 4, the Golden Animation, New Game Plus for the win. Because why not? That, of course, will always come recommended. If you like Persona 4, watch it. If you don't like Persona 4, watch it, because it's probably better than the other one, because it's New Game Plus and everything has to be perfect.
Don't say better. If it is New Game Plus, then things might happen that would require context from the first series.
Yeah.
It does seem to be moving a bit faster than the original, so I have a feeling they're gonna skip over some stuff
it
that
is
was
moving
already
faster paced. Like they got, it's a lot faster. Other than that, I haven't watched any other new series. Although I'm probably gonna watch a few. I watched part of Dramatical Murder, and I kind of didn't appeal to me.
Okay, won't like that one then.
Maybe some other people will like it, but yeah. I'm probably just gonna try to catch up on the other anime, see what other ones there are. But Tokyo Ghoul, Akame ga Kill, those are both very good. Zankyo no Terror, I'm liking it so far. I don't know where it will go. But oh my gosh, Tokyo Ghoul episode 2 was just insane. It was insane. I loved it.
Okay. Slicer, you had a recommendation?
Ken should probably go first if he has one.
I don't.
Oh, alright then. Give me like 10 seconds.
Man.
Okay, I'll do mine then. Recommending music. I am recommending the rapper George Watsky. Well, rapper / poet. You might recognize him from, I think it was Pale Kid Raps Fast, was the YouTube video. Yeah. But, he's a really clever guy. Well, his raps are fast, hence the previously mentioned video. But he's also really clever lyrically, and very intelligent with the points he's trying to get across. So, just not afraid to be funny sometimes as well, and it's not the fucking bullshit I'm so great and stuff raps that you see a lot.
American rap, you mean?
Yeah. No, that's also
seems
British
to be the
rap.
mainstream stuff.
That's also British rap, so don't worry about it.
Alright then.
That's ubiquitous, apparently. But yeah, so he's got 2 albums out currently. Most of Cardboard Castles, his second album, is on his YouTube channel, which I will probably link. Yeah, and it's good stuff. So, check it out. Slicer, you have a recommendation?
Yeah, the No Man's Wharf, by the way. I understand your pain now. Yeah. Fuck that area.
Yeah.
Sorcerer, Jesus.
Yeah.
Anyway, I have 2, actually, because one of them updated, like, mid-podcast, kind of. Or at least I realized it was there, mid-podcast. Anyway, Fairy Heroes, your basic time travel, redo, fic.
Yep,
Harry,
just finished.
Luna, and Hermione are kind of trapped in the Potter Manor because the world is such shit. And the Queen of the Fairies and Santa show up because he's a fairy, and they send him back in time as the champions of Lilith. And it's interesting. And it's finished, by the way, which is why I'm recommending it. It's 50 chapters, 245,000 words, quite a bit of stuff to read. It's well written, I'd say, which is a good way to... I don't know. It's really the only reason I'm recommending it is because it's really good. I also really like Redo Fix.
Yeah, it's just finished. It's a little bit fic. It's a little bit not, because the characters still went through some pretty heavy shit. It gets into a little bit bashy territory, especially with usual culprits. But it's pretty damn good fic overall, so I second the recommendation. It's a good one.
This next one, your mileage may vary on it because it's a female QB fic. So I know those have kind of fallen out of favor because Kurama is very clearly male now and has a name and a personality instead of just anger in a cage.
Yeah, even when it was just anger in a cage, the whole sexy seductress thing kind of never really gelled with it. So
Yeah, not so much. Anyway, Naruto discovers seals early on. The female QB named Xana in this one because it's a foreign name. She picked it up along the way. It's all part of her backstory. It's actually kind of interesting. Anyway, she kind of intervenes to an extent to provide at least some kind of comfort for Naruto after seeing his earlier years in complete isolation. And he's crazy because of it. I mean, like, actually mentally unstable. It doesn't come out very often, but when it does, it's very entertaining. And the fic drags a little bit in the last 2 chapters, I suppose. But considering it's, let's see, 30 chapters and 377,000 words, you're probably going to find some part of it you like. I'm recommending it because it's unique in that Naruto is, 1, 3 years older than everyone else, and actually built like someone who could break someone in half, which is not something you see every day.
So, what was the name of this fic that you forgot to mention?
Oh, right. Reaching for a Dream. I'll provide a link. It's he discovers pretty early on that using chakra to power up your strength is a force multiplier instead of just a flat rate. So he trains without it. He forbids himself from using chakra while he's physically training. So yeah, it's not something I've seen before. I don't think, at least. As usual, the seals are utterly broken and entertaining to see. And they're also not depended on as a Deus Ex Machina. That kind of comes in later with the Sage stuff, but by then it all makes sense, so it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Alright.
And those are my recommendations.
Alright. We're at 1 hour and 52, so... Sonnet, favorite Let's Players?
Alright.
We got like 10 minutes left.
I'm just gonna say Two Best Friends are kind of one of my favorites.
Okay.
They have a Dark Souls Let's Play now.
I know.
Watch it, because it's fun.
It's fun.
Spoiler warning. I've mentioned them before. They do very cerebral ones where they analyze plot and stuff. Also do stupid zany shit because they want to break the game and show how it can be broken, because that's entertaining.
Yeah. They do have a lot of good points, and they're pretty entertaining to watch. Just be warned that the audio quality is not the best.
I am, for some reason, partial to Team 4 Stars 2 Saiyans play.
Oh yes, yes,
Oh, yeah.
I like those.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which
And
is
the
Dragon Ball Z Abridged, Vegeta, and Nappa
yeah.
playing games.
Yeah.
And then
Seems
running-
you're not very good at killing on the floor.
And then
Damn it, I had to find that video and it was so great.
Yeah. And then the Renegade for Life parts where it's just Vegeta. Those can be really funny too.
Oh yeah, those can get good.
Like when
The FTL one was very nice.
or the Scribblenauts one. Oh
You
my
don't need
god.
air. Fire the weapons.
The Scribblenauts one where he's like, I don't see what's wrong. I don't see what happened. There's Cthulhu and he's riding a dinosaur and just like everything's gone insane. He's like, it was just starting out as a normal date because he's trying to help some people with a date, and this is great.
Kept trying to
Okay.
spawn in a strip to
Yeah.
to dance on the table.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I guess we're wrapping up because after this we need to figure out when we can freaking do
Oh,
Let's Plays and stuff.
One
Right,
person asked a quick question of where do I read Monster?
Yeah, we're not going to say that
Yeah.
because there are. It's let's say it's difficult to find a legitimate source
Yeah.
for that.
I'll
Yeah.
So-
probably respond to that person on the YouTube page, probably.
Or you could just, I don't know, that person, if you would like to PM Zero through fanfiction.net, which you can find through the Blogspot page, his profile, if you could PM him through there, and then he can tell you, because I don't want none of that shit getting onto the YouTube page. If that's Cool.
Or you can ask the all-knowing Google.
That
It
too.
knows everything.
I mean, come on.
Yeah, it is a little bit difficult to find though. Remonster. It's actually a really convoluted method I had to go through to get it.
Granted.
So,
Yeah.
It should
But
be
yeah,
easier to find now.
we're not
but-
actually going to say that I go out of my way so that I don't link scanlations when I fucking link dump manga and stuff like that. So we don't do that here because we're leery of that kind of thing. Or I am, at least.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, so on an unrelated note, completely unrelated, pandas that read manga are awesome.
Is that
There
a
you go.
Rama joke? I don't
That's-
get it. Okay, so
No,
thank
it
you for listening to the
I
Fandom
mean,
Flux
yes,
podcast episode 43. If you'd like to get in contact with us, you can do so through the blog page, the comments, or our own personal profiles on fanfiction.net, or through the YouTube channel through the comments. Once again, I would like to thank everybody for listening to the Fandom Flux podcast episode 43. Bye now.
Go away.
Bye.
See you guys.